pages of questions.
Did you like 3 foolscap pages of
I
questions?
know, Mary's seen them. Thank you. I could really, like with that guy, I'm so mind dominant, and my questions are probably very mind dominant.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say, I haven't had a very loving childhood at all, but I've seen love for the first time. I see it with you too. It's just,
Thanks.
it's just, I've just never seen it before. And
If you can hold that mic closer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I've spoken to some mediums, and one of the things they said, look, when you come from such an abusive background and you don't know love, just look for signs, because if you can't feel it, because I'm shaking now and all that, because I all that stuff, but try and at least use, we've all got something to use. We can if we can't see, we can hear, or just use whatever you can use at first. Because this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life.
Yeah.
And I know you don't know me and all that kind of stuff, but I'm starting to laugh, and I can really laugh. So is that like at least a start? And, with the fear thing, how you probably read, I could just feel a second before my system just shuts down. Is it, I guess, you got to start somewhere. I know you got to start, but am I at least starting?
You start. I'll add.
We're both probably going to say the same thing.
Don't know.
Fire away.
Oh, I was going to say, Deirdre, that you're incredibly mediumistic, as you probably
Yeah,
gathered.
nuts.
Yeah.
I think I'm going psycho, yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of your spirit friends are hooking into this big shutdown that's happened all your life. So sometimes when you're laughing, it's not you, it's them, and that's why you're not feeling anything.
Yeah, that's why sometimes my questions is I feel like I'm on like a robot going through the motions, but without the emotion. Yeah. Even with the crying, like when I came back from Budgerum, like I had a very traumatic, and I know I emailed you about it, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I asked my friends, and I just prayed, if I'm not getting law attraction events like that, at least give me videos or something. I had friends just recommend everything, and I was at least trying to cry, because I've never cried before, very little, because I was shut down so early. That's still starting,
Can I suggest, though, rather than trying to cry...
No, that's failing with honour, yeah.
Give up that for a moment and ask yourself why you find it difficult to cry. So what are you afraid of crying?
Being absolutely terrorised and thrown. When I was a baby, I can't even feel it. That's how shut down I am. My mum said when I cried, she threw me across the room at 3 months age. I can't even feel, someone said, well, how do you feel? I can't even feel that. But I know I could have landed on my head and slept, because I would have just been so terrified. And I remember even at 6, having a massive fall but not even crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is help firstly go through the layers, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, even though you believe yourself to be quite emotionally detuned, myself and Mary feel you to be quite an emotional person. So one of the messages you keep telling yourself is that I am not an emotional person, when in reality you do have quite a lot of emotions that you are actually feeling. But the problem is that you've been told all your life that you're not an emotional person, and you've told yourself all your life, almost in pride sometimes, in your past, and not so much now. And so now you've come to believe you're not an emotional person, and it's just a belief, and it's not even really a reality. Can some of you feel that Deirdre is quite an emotional person? You can feel it from her.
Really?
Yeah. Right.
Well, as you're talking.
As you're talking.
My heart's racing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyone can feel that.
Yeah, of course. And so you are demonstrating emotion.
Oh, so that is emotion?
Yes, that's an emotion. Yeah.
I seriously don't.
And for yourself, there's lots of fear, Deirdre.
Oh, shitload.
Yeah. And that's an emotion. And what's happening when you try and push yourself to, I know I've got to cry, that's when your spirit friends step in and go, yep, we want to cry. She doesn't, but we'll do it. And that's why you're having these big experiences where you don't feel connected to it, but it's like...
Something's happening.
Something's happening.
Yeah.
So what AJ said about, asking the questions, why don't I want to cry? Why do I feel blocked? That's far more powerful for you in this place. Sitting in the fear feeling the fear and that kind of thing, that's what's going to free you up to feel your own grief.
So even with the nightmares and all that kind of stuff as well, it's like a cycle, because I've had glandular fever and now I get chronic fatigue all the time. And it's like, in one of my questions, it was like, because I do feel, and I've had it confirmed with the mediums, that, yeah, you've had these spirits around you all your life, is that when I have chronic fatigue, they stop and I actually sleep. So do they even know to stop? But how can I sleep when normally I don't? Every single night, 3, 4 o'clock, bang, I'm woken up, my adrenaline's kicked in, it's from a nightmare or something like that.
It's a law of attraction about a fear-based event, obviously. So the key is in that moment to feel the fear in that moment.
Yeah, I've tried. I've got to a second before my system just shuts down. It's like, and I've now bridged it to a gap, because I've asked to, like, I just want to know why, and I can't intervene, but now I can get it to 1 second. Like, I can feel the adrenaline kick in, I wake up, feel, and then bang, it's so shut down. It's unbelievable. It's amazing how we can we shut down.
I was in your condition. So I was in exactly the same place as you are right now, where I was totally shut down. And somebody once asked me what would happen if 2 men came into my house and shot my 2 boys right in front of me. How would I feel? And I said I didn't know. I didn't know. And I didn't know how I'd feel. And what I had to do was a lot of things to help me connect. Firstly, one thing, there's a lot of practical things you can do to help you connect. The first thing is you want to stay connected to your body.
Yeah, I'm noticing the tingles up and down now, like I'm quite tingly now. I've noticed that quite a lot now, yeah.
Good. But let's say connected to your body even when it's traumatic.
When you feel afraid.
When you feel afraid. Does that make sense? So the way you do that is by breathing, firstly. So breathe diaphragmatically. That's the main way. Stay connected with your body. Another way is to do body work, like to actually go to a therapist and who does just touching parts of your body, not in a sexual way or anything, but just touching parts of your body, and allows you to feel your body. Like, allow you to actually tune into how that body feels.
What's the name of that so I can Google it or something?
Oh, there's all sorts of things. There's craniosacral therapy. There's what some people call it body work. Some people call it mind-body therapy. Some people, all these different therapies. But the truth is that anything, massage even would help. Just going to get a massage, and instead of trying to zone out or going into, that nice place, get a deep tissue one.
Oh.
And what that does is reconnect you with your body. And then start doing a bit of exercise every day to stay connected with your body.
And sorry, go ahead.
Go on.
Just note it, often when you've been terrified a lot when you're a kid, you learn just to go out of your body.
Oh, yeah. All my life. Since I was a kid, I blocked out my entire childhood, except for when I had that suppressed memory of me being raped. It was like, and I still don't even want to go there. I'm going to be open about that, because that's just, I already think my biological father's a monster. My God, what else has he done?
Yeah.
So
allow yourself just to reconnect with your body. Do whatever you can to connect with your body. Don't worry so much about your emotions at this point. Just stay connected with your body, because your body tells you the emotions automatically. If you stay connected with your body, you will actually start feeling some of the emotions in a very present way. It's your ability to so rapidly get out of your body that allows spirits to connect to your body, then use your body to display their own emotions through you.
And with the overcloaking for 2 years, it's like, I cried when I realised, oh my God, I've been overcloaked and I've wasted just 2 years, and that's just one. I reckon I've overcloaked for about 15 years, if not more. And
it's all about your desire to get out of your body.
Yeah, absolutely.
So start with that little step. It seems like a little step, but it's really big.
Oh, it's really huge.
It took me 2 years to reconnect with my body. So I started that process 13 years ago, and it took me 2 years. I did it twice. I had massage or something else twice a week.
Okay.
And the rest of the time, I would always be tuning in, asking myself, how does my body feel? How does my body feel? Every single day, I just started to jog, and when I jogged, I got asthma immediately. and I'd feel my body, feel what's this about, fear, repression, all these kind of things. And I would just allow myself to feel my body. I decided that I'd do weights a few days a week as well. And, my muscles feel terrible, I feel achy, I can't have the strength, and I felt my body. And I just stayed in tune with my body constantly. And as I stayed in tune with my body and allowed myself to breathe, I started feeling emotion.
Yeah, because I don't even breathe properly. It's very, very shallow. It's not even in my diaphragm. And even one of the mediumistic boys, I'm not going to mention his name, but he said just stop what you're doing. And just because
doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And like Mary's probably had less out of body than I probably have had. I've had probably more extreme fear than Mary has had. So I've gone out of my body quite a lot, and it took me a long time to reconnect. Whereas for Mary, you did do it as well, didn't you?
More with people.
Yeah.
So when I was with people, I'd find I would be...
What do you mean by that?
I'd be out of my body when I was in social interactions. I'd be
So
very...
what she'd do is she'd feel your emotions.
Yeah.
And just get hooked into
and
that.
get hooked into that emotion and get out of her own body and out of her own emotion.
Ah.
Does that make sense? Whereas with me, I was out of body most of the time, out of my own body most of the time. And I had to reconnect, spend a lot of time reconnecting with my body.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm still not fully reconnected with my body, ironically, but I've dealt with a lot of emotions.
So when you do it, say exercise, I do an hour every day. Do you mean something a little bit more exertive or something? Because I couldn't walk 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So
do something different every day if you can, because when you get into a rote exercise, you get out of body. You know what I mean? You can do it
well, that's actually when I'm the most, I reckon, attacked by spirits, because when I argue with myself.
So do exercise that you have to concentrate with.
Oh, okay.
So what I found...
Aerobics class where you have to think
where
about
you've got to think about the steps.
Oh, okay.
With me, it was weights. When you're pushing a weight that you can't hardly hold, you're really focused, right? Because you don't want to drop it on yourself, right? And so that causes you to be really focused on, I've got to do this, and you don't think of anything else. And do anything that you can to connect with it. Some people, it's dance, connect with your body through dance and expression through dance. For other people, it's music and dance, connect through. But stay with your body. Whenever you notice yourself get out of body, stop. Why did I do that? What was I feeling?
Because I've got a lot of fear, because I couldn't walk 8 years ago. I've got a lot of fear about re-injuring myself as well, because most people might take it for granted, but I so don't take it for granted.
So do exercise that you know can't injure yourself from walking.
So aerobics, I'm thinking it might twist my pelvis again,
so don't do
is
aerobics.
Pilates okay and stuff like that?
Yeah, anything actually where, if you do yoga or Pilates, just focus on connecting with
your body.
There's a lot of focus on breath, but also going out of body in yoga, for example. But if you use it to tune into where does my body hurt, where is the stretching hurting me, what do I feel, that's a really powerful way to reconnect with your body,
Yep.
And feel where you're holding different emotions in your body.
Yeah, I think they're everywhere.
That's okay, when we start, that's what it's like. When I first started feeling my body, I thought, gee, I don't know how much I want to feel this body of mine, because it feels like it hurts everywhere.
I thought I was the fittest, healthiest person, and now I feel like a grandma most of the time.
So my hip, my twisted pelvis, that's a really emotional, massive one, isn't it?
Yep.
And the only way I'm going to heal that is to heal that emotion.
Yep.
Then I'll be able to walk
perfectly.
Yep.
Okay. Your body is this beautiful process of healing itself when you heal the emotional cause as to why it's damaged.
And all my food allergies, all us kids, we're quite sick. My brother died. We're so sick. My liver, my kidneys, my heart. There's problems out with my heart. So
yeah. And for you, there's a lot of emotions, but spirits are because you're so mediumistic, you're so used to going out of your body.
A lot of this is the spirit's emotions damaging your body.
So if you just start with the basics, I feel like a lot of things will clear up.
So my naturopath is propping me up, so I still go to my naturopath.
Do whatever it takes to love yourself, always. Love yourself, always. So if you find, what you'll need to do in the process is slowly switch over, so it'll take you time to do with your
because I need
emotions.
still to be propped up, because I've got so many injuries.
Love yourself, learn to love yourself completely. That's also loving your emotions, by the way.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to love yourself completely, but also understand that a lot of your current physical ailments are related to spirit attachments. So as you release the hook you have into these spirits, those attachments will disappear, and the ailment in your own body will also disappear. And also talk to God a lot about removing, so pray a lot about removing these spirit attachments from yourself.
I was going to ask, so I think I've got more than one.
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah.
Than one.
You've got one for almost every illness you have.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I figured, I thought it was like in the hundreds or something, yeah. Great. Well, at least you've got to know where your home base is to start, I guess.
But the key again is to not judge this.
Yeah, that's been my biggest problem.
Because there's this tendency in you to judge it.
Yeah.
This all came from your very damaging childhood experience, of which responsibility is borne primarily by your parents.
Oh, yeah.
So in terms of soul condition, there's a lot of the parents' soul condition is quite poor. But what you'll need to do yourself is allow yourself to work your way through these things.
And that's what I get really angry about, is like I physically have to pay for my parents.
You don't, actually. It's just been...
I'm paying.
Yeah, but one of the primary things that have happened for you is this denial of your emotional experience.
Yeah.
And that's the area where you're finishing up paying. If you could allow the emotional experience, you'll find that a lot of things will relieve quite rapidly. A lot of the spirits who are around you will leave you quite rapidly as well. And also you can actually have them removed from you. And that's quite easy to perform. The problem is at the moment some of the emotions you have will just attract other ones.
Oh, yeah.
So you want
like a magnet.
Yeah, so you want to deal with the emotions that attract them. And you'll find in a year, I feel, you probably won't know yourself physically.
Yes.
If you just allow it to happen. And you've got a lovely, humble spirit. I
do?
Yeah, part of your personality is a lovely, humble part of yourself. And you'll start really connecting with that, and you'll work through these things quite rapidly.
That's good to know. I know at least I'm intelligent because I'm a very, obviously, fast learner. I know how to do all the bad stuff quite well, so...
So use your mind to help your emotions all the time now.
Okay, thank you very much.
No worries, my pleasure.